Hello, good morning. December 11th. Let's see what we have on the commentary today. So, PM Mood, social media, cryptocurrency norms. So, read on that. What does he mean by that? Cryptocurrency norms. Crypto has been in news recently, very much. So, now we have to look into social media also. What kind of norms are they proposing? And we can basically, the context of this is instability is created by both cryptocurrencies and social media, or the churn it is making. So from our perspective, we have to know the impact of social media on society. That is for GS1 basically. We can look at GS1 topic, society, and social media has been a major phenomenon that has affected the different dynamics of society strongly. So what is social media? Its impacts, you can look at the impacts in a positive way, and what are the negative impacts, and how need for regulation. Dog skin can be read, and this is also a strong essay topic. We had one question before on the social media, its utility and something like that. It was like I don't remember, social media or inherently selfish ആയിട്ടുള്ള മീഡിയ ആണോ, അങ്ങനെ എന്തോ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഇൻ എത്തിക്സ്, sorry, in essay. So it's good, and also in ethics paper also you can expect some of the questions from social media. So that's a good one to start with. Now, what is sedition law in the country? Article 124A, that is one dealing with sedition law. Again, sedition law is a controversial one, so yeah, you can look into the what, why, issues with sedition law, and way forward. Look into that. Now, always when you do that, try to collect some facts, case studies, or best practices. It varies with questions. If sedition law is looked at, maybe you will not be getting case studies much. Maybe you will be getting an example where you see it to be highly misused, or maybe you will get best practices from other nations, the democratic nations where there is sedition law or there is no sedition law. So look into it that way with respect to sedition. Green shots. Reforms in farm sector. It details the issue that has arisen due to the confrontation between government and farmers, and which may have jeopardized the reform momentum in the country, and talks about what kind of reforms are needed, and also assuring, it's an opinion on how assuring more wider coverage of MSP would help to reform the farm sector through widening of the cropping pattern without compromising on the food staple. Okay, so that is something you can read on. Agricultural reforms. The agriculture sector is a very important sector. So normally നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യം about farm laws ഒക്കെ ആയിരുന്നു, but I think today we can look into agriculture sector in its entirety. Okay, so maybe you can collect a couple of facts about agriculture sector, generalistic ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിന്റ്സ് നോക്കുക, issues in India's agriculture sector. Okay, measures, government initiatives in agriculture sector, and also way forward. This is a very generalist. Agriculture is not a small topic. I know agriculture is a very huge topic. In fact, it is one of the largest component in the economic development part of GS3. But I think what we can do is that have an overview about Indian agriculture. Issues. The issues you pick up here, in fact, it could be a particular question. So if you look at the cropping pattern of India, that could be an issue, and that itself could be a question. Okay, now if you look at MSP, that itself could be a question. If you look at infrastructural bottlenecks in Indian agriculture, that itself could be a issue. And the solution maybe you are looking at maybe organic farming, or maybe zero budget natural farming, maybe better procurement system. All these could be a question on its own. But rather than preparing in detail into these individual topics for now, today just prepare a generalistic perspective, an overview of Indian agriculture from a bird's eye view, right? nothing specific, everything generalistic. So it helps you to understand the larger issues plaguing the Indian agriculture, and will help you to move into the more specific topics easily. Now the another question is on GST and the issues plaguing GST. It helps you, it goes through the different, basically this article what does is it gives you a base picture of what GST is. All the basic details of GST is covered here. The features are given, how the GST and network, GST council is working, the different forms of principles of GST and the issues plaguing GST. So it's very good, and a comparison with other nations which have similar laws. So it's by the GIFT institution, kind of a good article. So read that, make note, integrate into your economics note. Now right to climate justice, just a small simple concepts. What is he person meaning by that? Read on. Solar alliance, observer status has been given by UN. What is solar alliance? Very important. So it's explained here. What is solar alliance? Read that. Prelims, mains. You may not get a particularly specific question on solar alliance, but obviously you will have a chance of adding a particular point to a question that will be related to economics or clean energy, environment or clean energy or things like that. So you can use that point. Now Sandra, you can to use stubble as biofuel. Okay, what is biofuel? How stubble? What is the issue? So this can again be another dimension when if you are presented with Delhi pollution or the issue of stubble burning or farm pollution. You can give an option like this can be used there. Then child nutrition, we had topics on malnutrition, its impact, its issues, and etc. So why child nutrition, undernutrition in children need to be understood. Okay, issues why undernutrition, way forward, a simple one. Since we have already made note on this, try to read on it again. Now Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Beti Bachao is a flagship scheme of Government of India to promote the idea of the value of girl children and address the issue of sexism, gender bias, and more serious issues like female feticide and the poor sex ratio in the country. Now understand what Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is, but this article is more about how the money has been used, and maybe they are of the opinion, the parliamentary committee is of the opinion, this much of share of money should not have been used for digital campaigns or advertisements or media. So that's none of our concern pretty much. We can just know what is Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao, useful in society, social justice, and similar such topics. Then we have a couple of news here. IIP, Industry of Industrial Production. Why is that? Growth remains subdued. Now why is that again? Similarly, growth not durable will peak in H122. This is not good, not important, but rather high inflation and current account deficit to come into play. Now, what is the relation between growth and high inflation? Similarly, growth and current account deficit. This is very important for prelims. UPSC asks these kind of conceptual questions every year. So try to understand what's the relationship between inflation and growth. Similarly, current account deficit and growth. Read that. And then I think we have done for today. Yeah, Baki and article. It's about more on sports. Nothing much there for us to follow there. Alright, so a couple of notes are there to be made. Do that. Have a good day.